Hello. To complete the video, as regards um, the value of my businesses, um, again, I want to restate and continue to re-emphasize my contracts were stolen from my database. My database was hacked, clearly breach of privacy, and the total value of executed contracts executory contracts and contracts to be executed have been slated to be in trillions and billions of dollars. That's not the emphasis. All of that is expressed in future value, and the current cash value is to be about 3 trillion million dollars. That is still to be investigated. That is according to the preliminary investigations done by computer coders and routing systems. You know, picking on the integrity of the investigations process and how it was generated and how those values were generated. Okay, but that's as per the the broadcasts and reports in the public information space in Lagos and Ogun State. That's what um, that's what they have alluded to. That's what they have alluded to, and they have you know arrived at themselves. That was their startling. That was their revelation. Lagos and Ogun, public information space. Now, I am to do a parallel investigation sometimes in the nearest future. In any case, presently, what do? I offer business content services, writing of business plan, creating website content, web content, and as well as still into business consulting in financial engineering, the financial engineering space, and consulting for financial houses and firms that that blue chip firms and leading firms in the financial world. I work with Madam Renuka's group as a mandate, for RPF, and work with other partners as my experience on my LinkedIn platform. You know, my platform corroborates. You know, now the crux of it is that while I have been, you know, I the antecedent up until now shown that the value and the painstaking labor, on those contracts um, are constantly, continue to suffer constant attacks and decimation by proliferating them in public according to reports. My current efforts also have been attacked. I mean, working on a site, developing content, and the site is coded out. You know, my conversations and my proprietary business documents are stolen, and information, information that are tantamount to my business trade secrets are exposed, without my consent, means that the financial violence continues, and they continue to defame. and run down my person, um, you know, uh, my person in a bid to in a bid to in a bid to decimate and erode my reputation and my dignity as a dignity of my person. You know, before associates, that has continued. Influencing associates not to pay me, and that continues to evolve as a strategy. They are evolving strategy daily to ensure that my financial state does not tally up or express or reflect the services I render. Reflect, does not resonate with the services I render because one is targeted in the secure in you know in the by some elements in the security and social space, public information space, business circles. That's the extent we have the extent of conspiracy by some big guns of some bigots, to continue to trample on my human rights as a person. So, to this end, I will call for human rights watchers to be um to brace up and be armed with the information schemes and strategy deployed to water down my message, by showing you bank account details, my current bank account details, um, singing chorus of hags, trying to misrepresent my person, on the basis of um, evidences that have been a function of calculated and stage managed, calculated and concerted efforts and conspiracy across broad to stifle my source of earning and to persecute one in the business space, to pick on one and which one to want in the bigger business space. So, partners, business associates be informed. Now, as far as pressing the case is concerned and seeking redress on this is concerned, um, I am I am engaging. I have engaged, and I appreciate and um, applaud the response from some quarters, the unabashed and uh, the brazen front that several persons, a few persons in the human rights space are putting up to dig deep and to dig out the facts, as far as this issue is concerned, in order to establish evidences and bring culpable persons to book. Um, as it stands, news have been made the rounds that the financial circles have been given that I have given cues that some persons may use the contracts and the funds and proceeds, to further their business interests. Please, I want to make bold that I have never suggested or insinuated that. I disown that completely, and I admonish and implore that every engagement be formal and constructive as far as the issue of my business interest is concerned. I've so far not given any approval by insinuations uh, through any representative for my for contracts that carry my that have been proven to have my business interests, my financial interests, you know, is concerned. Of course, the evidence, the gadget carrying the evidence was stolen. It had been returned without the primacy evidence. It has been returned, with the integrity compromised. And that's going to serve as an evidence um, that some culpable person are trying to cover the tract, and legally that will be addressed. Where we will have admission, we may have admission. Um, I must see at this point that there's still a whole lot of information and investigation to be unraveled, and everybody will be treated according to the extant laws and provisions, and every action, inaction, insinuation, intentions will be interpreted in the in the lens of the law, according to how the law addresses and treats them, as far as legal interpretation is concerned. That's the much I can churn out to the concerned interest parties and persons that approve the progress of human rights in the country, in the world at large. Cheers to you know the front of human rights activism and stand as one, globally, to defend our essence as human beings, and stand in solidarity that everybody deserves respect, status, tribe, tribal origin, and the race notwithstanding. Human rights puts everyone in the same bracket and unites everybody everywhere. I call for continuous watch, advocacy, and intervention from the apex authorities who uh, who wield the power to insist and enforce the provisions of human rights in the United Nations, and nations that are, have have become, you know, have become models and have established systems of strong sanctions against human rights violation. Um, we can only um, we can only continue to defend our human rights interest as a people. Um, I would say deja vu is a military term, but the grit required within to continue advocacy and use the instruments of the instruments uh, and the media space available to individuals to put this on the front burner during is concerned. I think we are it's a growing concern, and we all can join. We all should we all owe ourselves a responsibility to constructively engage these platforms to achieve um, to achieve um, you know to achieve the highest form of enlightenment and engagement, public engagement on this matter. What's more, I call to the business public that with all sense of responsibility and integrity, I continue to remain a business content developer that is committed to helping you achieve um, your online publicity, publicity, lead generation, and marketing strategies, as well um, as crafting and expressing your blueprint in such a convincing manner that investors, you know, can that investors find appealing and appealing enough to enhance